So when you first get your lashes, they're gonna be in a little box like this with the luxury lash set. So when you open it up, you're going to have both a pair of lashes and a liquid liner glue. So there's no magnets on these. It's just a special system that they're formulated to work together so that they just stick just from using your liner. When you guys take care of them properly, they will last anywhere from 25 to say 35 uses. So just take care of them and be good to them. So when you first get your lashes, the first thing I want you to do is figure out if the length is good for your eyes or not. Some people have smaller eyes, some people have bigger eyes. So you would just don't put any liner or anything on yet. Just take your lash, and then you're just gonna put it along your lash line and see where the lash ends. So if I wanted to be wearing my lash right there, say, it's going from the inner corner to the outer corner, and there's not much overhang there. If I took and wanted to have my lash starting more right here, obviously on my eyes I wouldn't do that, but, and say you have overhang, this much overhang, you would take and you'd cut that off. Cut from the outside, not the inside, because you want the inside to be a natural, nice tapered look. So for me, if I'm doing mine there, I know that this is the good length for my band, so I'm good to go. So if you need to cut it from the outside. So after you have figured out your length of your band, you're just gonna go ahead and you're gonna put your liner on. So I always kind of like to start in the middle first and work my way out. And then make sure you go far enough on the inner corner. Places that your lashes naturally want to lift always are gonna be the inner corner and the outer corner. So make sure you're getting enough product on the inner and outer corner. So I like to do one eye, do one coat, and then I go to the other eye. And I do a coat there. So that's one. See, on this eye, I could have gone a little farther. So I need to extend that because otherwise my outer corner is gonna lift. So I just like to pull it like that. Okay, then I go back to the other eye. And you want to get it as close to your lash line as possible so that it doesn't look like there's a gap between your lashes and your actual lash line or your eyelid. Okay, so that's 2 coats on that eye. I'm gonna go to this eye. And take your time putting your liner on. If you don't do a good job on your liner, then you're gonna struggle with the lashes sticking properly. So I know I'm gonna be going out today, and walking around, so I'm just gonna do like just a little dab extra on that inner and outer corner on each of my eyes. So if you guys were doing a full face of makeup, what I like to do first is do my liner. So before I've done any of my face makeup or my eyebrows or anything, I'll just go ahead, put on my liner, do 2 to 3 coats on each eye, then you want to let it dry. If you try and apply the lashes too quickly, liner is still setting, it's not going to stick, and it's going to make your life difficult, and it's just not going to work properly. So you need to make sure, just give it like 1 to 3 minutes to dry. So generally that's when I like to go maybe do my face makeup. It's not a huge stress though. You can go in quite quickly. It does dry quite quick. So yeah, you're pretty much already done. So a tip for when you go to apply, because we have talked about the angle you put on. So if you put one on like this and then one like this, it's gonna look very different. So a little tip so that your eye is looking the same way and it's a little easier for you to apply. I take like, say, a little bronzer mirror, whatever. If you look down, and then you can just place on the lid, and then I can just take those tips and push them into my liner a little bit. That's it. So looking down, I literally just go in and place. If you place right in the middle first, and then you can just make sure you go in and grab the inner and outer corners and just push them in a little bit. So after you've got them on, I always like to go and I'm just gently kind of pressing along the lash line. I'm gently pressing my natural lashes into the false lashes. Just making sure those inner and outer corners are on there good. That's it. I don't need to wait for anything to dry anymore. I'm good to go. Literally, it is on there. So, biggest tips for you guys is going to be, make sure you're applying that 2 to 3 coats of liner on your lid. Make sure you're letting it fully dry before you place it on your lash line. And then just line up in the center and then ensure that your inner and outer corners are firmly planted. And looking down in a mirror while you're doing it is also going to make that easier for you. So I'll just show you, if you did want to put them on a different way, that's how you would just take them off. If you want a different way to apply, you don't like just placing them in the middle. So if you just go and you grab them, so this is the bottom, and then I have my thumbs towards me. And then I just go in and I'm placing it where I want in the beginning, and then I just follow along the lash line to the outside. That way too. Sometimes I prefer this method. So just try the different ways out, ladies, and whichever way you prefer, go with that. So when you're ready to remove, all you're going to do is you would just grab from the outer corner and then slowly peel upwards and towards the center. After that, you're going to still have the liner on, because it is more of a waterproof liner. So using a makeup remover that's geared towards waterproof mascaras or eyeliners is definitely going to help take that off a little bit quicker and easier. Otherwise, I have used just warm water and my other makeup removers as well. So there's that, but yeah, they're really easy. Once you get it, you'll get it. Just practice, be patient, and if you do have any questions at all on application, I can FaceTime with you or I can set up a call and we'll get you sorted out, because I want you to be happy and you will love your life. So thanks, ladies. Only other thing too is if you guys do need to wash your lashes because you've got makeup on them, or if you maybe put the lashes on too quickly before your liner did dry, you could take like a Q-tip in your makeup remover and just go and clean them that way. You could soak them in, say, your lash cleanser for like 10 minutes and then gently clean them that way. Pat, let dry. I personally find I don't really need to wash them because there's nothing on them, so they're clean. I could rinse them, but make sure you are storing them in your little cases when you're done, just to help keep the form and make sure you're not squishing them or anything like that. So just make sure you don't have any types of residues on your lashes either. So thanks, babes. So don't forget to tag us if you want to get featured on our page at calibabe.ca on Instagram. And I appreciate all of you, and reach out if there's any questions at all. So thanks.